right. You entered a plea to injury to the elderly. According to your plea bargain agreement, the state is silent on your application. And there's an affirmative finding of family violence, and this is run concurrent with a county court.
Hold on. Right at the start, we've got a plea for injury to the elderly. Courts don't play around with cases involving senior victims. Those charges are treated with extra weight. Notice the judge pointing out the affirmative finding of family violence. That label sticks for life, shaping everything from sentencing to housing to future cases. Question is, should family violence always raise the stakes this much?
Cause number. All right, are there any witnesses, defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, the court will hear your argument.
Your Honor, ask the court to take notice of the jail classification. Its weakness, of course, is that it's self-reported, but it corroborates to some degree what the MEC evaluation says. In the past, she's had mental illness problems, and less so now. And the number 2 point, Your Honor, is that the complainant in this case, in both cases, misdemeanor, your court, not interested in hurting this woman. She filed on prosecution, but there was a damage made by glass broken up against her eyes, so there was damage. She's remorseful for that. Her plan is to live with a 35-year-old friend of hers that she's known for a couple of years. There's no more contact between the boyfriend and the complainant, who is the boyfriend's grandmother. That's finished, that's over. And she doesn't plan to return to that. Ask the court to consider deferred adjudication with some type of supervision regarding where she's going to live. Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, so let me understand this. So the facts of this case are that the elderly person was in an argument with her grandson. Is that correct?
No, Your Honor, the other way.
It says William said she had been arguing with her grandson and the suspect got involved.
Oh, prior to that, yes, Your Honor, but the real issue was conflict between grandma and her.
All right, you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Vanessa,
All right, I'm having trouble hearing you.
Louder.
Vanessa,
All right, so what is your relationship to the victim in this case?
there's no relationship anymore. But, I was with her grandson.
All right, so you, and how old are you?
24.
24. And how old is the grandson?
He just turned 20 in January.
All right, and you were living with her?
I was living there for about 5 or 6 years
You were living with her?
with her and the grandson.
All right, but that's her house, right?
Yeah.
It's not the grandson's house. So you come in and you live with the grandmother and the grandson.
Yeah.
And then she gets into an argument with her grandson. And what was that argument about?
I don't remember the exact details due to the fact that
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I don't remember the exact details because I was under the influence.
Under the influence of what?
Xanax.
All right.
Talking to my face.
So she's in an argument with her grandson, and then what do you do?
So I was, I guess, like in the middle, I guess. There was a lot of things going on due to like a lot of abuse.
You have said some things, but you haven't told me anything. So
Yeah, Your Honor, how
Yeah.
did she get hurt?
So I got pushed into her.
no, that's not what this says. Because if you were just pushed into her, then maybe you need a jury trial. If you're saying you were just pushed into her. But that's not what it says. In the police report, it says, while on patrol in a marked vehicle, I was dispatched to the listed location for an assault in progress. The caller stated his brother and the girlfriend were arguing, and the girlfriend hit the grandmother. The caller stated the grandmother was bleeding from her head and nose. I arrived to the listed location and saw both victim 1 and O1 sitting outside on the porch. Victim 1 had visible injuries on her face and head. Victim had a small cut on the bridge of her nose, which was still bleeding. Victim had a small cut on the top of her head that was covered in blood. Victim also had a lump on the right side of her head. Victim said she had been arguing with her grandson. Victim said she had been arguing with her grandson and the suspect got involved and began to argue with her. Victim said she doesn't remember how or what she was hit with, but the suspect walked up to her and hit her.
Did you catch that? 2 straight years on Xanax while living in this household. And now she's accused of attacking her boyfriend's grandmother. This case isn't just about law. It's fueled by substance abuse, toxic relationships, and generational clashes. Imagine being that grandmother. Do you think probation alone can really stabilize someone with this kind of history?
Said suspect had threatened to beat up the victim before. So unless you were on Xanax all the time you were at that house?
I was on Xanax for the last 2 years that I was living there.
All right, is there anything else?
Moment, please, Your Honor. Nothing further, Your Honor.
So why were you not living with your parents?
So, and,
Sorry, I cannot hear you.
So I'm from Wisconsin and moved like 5 or
You're
6
from the
years
what?
From Wisconsin.
Okay.
And so I moved in with him and I was living with him basically for both of them because
Did you have a job? How long have you been unemployed?
since I got with my grandson
And how long has that been?
about 6 years ago. 5.
So 6 years you have been unemployed. So why did you leave Wisconsin to hook your life to this person?
It's just being young.
Because your parents said they didn't like him or something, and you decided to do it anyway?
No, I just, my parents have approved, but at the time,
And how old were you when you met him?
so I met when I was 16, but I didn't start a relationship with him until I was 18.
Mhm.
Like about a week after I turned 18.
And how far did you go in school?
9th grade.
9th grade? Yeah, so it sounds to me like you were not listening to your parents. Did your parents want you to get your degree or no?
They did, so I was taking care of my mom. My mom is disabled, and so I was taking care of her, working at the time, and I had a part-time job going to school. And I was taking care of my mom, which she's disabled, and my little brother who's also with autism. So I felt like I had a lot on my plate, and so I chose to work instead of go to school.
And then you chose to leave them on their own because you wanted your own life.
Well, my mom had got married and stuff, so she met her husband, which he still takes care of.
Mhm. All right, what is her criminal history?
No, I don't believe. A lot of them.
No felonies, Your Honor.
So the only history she has are just the 2 cases that have been before Your Honor, which is this injured elderly and then the concurrent misdemeanor.
Violation of protective order?
Yeah.
And is that with the same person?
Yes,
It's with the same person, yes, Your Honor.
And when did that occur?
That occurred about a month after this took place.
So she had a,
Your Honor, brief summary of those facts if you'd like.
well, what date was the violation of protective order, the offense date?
December 17, 2024. This happened November 27th.
All right. So you want to tell me about this violation of protective order?
So I never like been in trouble before, so I didn't, realize like whenever, I didn't know how the law worked basically.
Well, I mean, if somebody tells you, if you receive an order saying that you can't contact somebody, that's how the law works. The order says you can't contact them.
Yeah,
So continue.
so I had went to, pack my stuff and so I was getting ready to leave and I guess the grandson had got mad. That I was getting ready to leave because I was wanting to leave him too. I was with him for 6 years on and off abusive relationship, so because I didn't really have family here in San Antonio, it was harder for me to like just walk away from a relationship.
All right. And what is this case about? The violation of protective order?
So essentially, the same victim in this injured elderly case had concerns that there were other people in the house she wasn't aware of. So she calls 911, police respond, she lets them into the house and they find this defendant hiding in the closet of her boyfriend's room. And she's removed from the.
All right. So obviously you knew there was a protective order because otherwise you wouldn't be hiding in the closet.
Well, I was forced into the closet. The grandson had threatened me into going into the closet.
The story you're telling me makes absolutely no sense. You have a protective order that you're not supposed to be there. You go there anyway. And now you're saying that you were hiding in the closet because the boyfriend told you to hide in the closet.
Well, he was very abusive. He had weapons and things like that, so I was very afraid of him. My family could testify to the abuse as well. They had called the police on him multiple times before all this occurred.
And when they called the police on him before, what did you do? Did you do an affidavit of non-prosecution or say, my family is not telling the truth?
So they never gave me like the option or like explain that to me how the affidavits work. Or
No,
anything
I mean,
like
it's
that.
either you said
So-
yes or no, because times have changed. When when the police are called out for an abusive situation, your attorney will tell you somebody's getting arrested.
Yeah, so.
Now, after the
he would
fact.
get arrested and his sister would bail him out, within like a few hours, so he would be home immediately after being arrested. So even when he had a protective order, the first time he got arrested, he was still back and he was.
Because because the protective order, that the house you were staying in, that's not your house. That's his grandmother's house. You all are adults just decided to impose yourself on his grandmother. You're there, you don't have a job, and you're just living off the grandmother.
No.
And
I have
now.
no income, still from my family.
No, you told me that you hadn't worked in 5 years or 6 years.
Yeah, so due to the relationship, I wasn't able to work and I also didn't have, like, my birth certificate for a long time, so I had to get it sent out.
Here's the thing, I don't even know if you understand what you're saying to me. You keep changing your story. You told me you didn't have employment, that you hadn't worked for 5 to 6 years. And then now you're telling me, no, I wasn't just living off the grandmother. I had my own money. No, you didn't. You hadn't been working. I mean, you're saying, but you're telling me completely different stories. And now you're telling me that you have a 35-year-old that you're going to live with. Who is this 35-year-old?
It's a friend of mine.
Who?
I don't know how to explain it. It's a friend of mine.
What's the name?
Jennifer
Jennifer what?
Ramos.
And where did you meet her?
So me and her know each other through mutual friends, and then we met, I don't know, I guess like in the neighborhood and stuff.
I'm sorry, met what?
In the neighborhood, I guess, or.
So you're just meeting people in the neighborhood and now you're going to live with them? Does she have any children? What are their ages?
23, she has a 23-year-old, a 15-year-old. And then she has one that I think is like 10 years old.
All right, so if I give you probation, I'm not allowing you to live in homes that have children in them. So, and do you know who all lives in that home other than her and the children?
No, it's just them.
Hmm?
It's just them.
Are you sure? Have you been to the house? Do you know she has a boyfriend?
She doesn't have a boyfriend.
All right, so when have you been to the house?
So I was there once. I don't remember exactly when, like I said, I was like,
Was that before or after the violation of protective order?
that was before.
All right, counsel, I don't know if she would be a good candidate for probation. I really don't know.
The remedy of sending to prison is a far worse remedy than trying to find a place for her to live, Your Honor.
Well, I know the state is asking for the minimum. And she applied for deferred adjudication.
He suggests going back to family in Wisconsin.
What I can tell you is you've applied for deferred adjudication. The state, according to the plea bargain agreement, they're asking that if I find you guilty, that your punishment be sentenced to 2 years in the prison. That's the minimum. If I grant your application for deferred adjudication and you're unsuccessful, you're looking at 10 years in the prison, potentially. Do you understand? So I can grant your application for deferred adjudication, or I can sentence you to 2 years in the prison. And the conditions that you receive are the conditions that you receive from me. There's no need to argue about the conditions that I'm gonna set for you if I grant your application. So do you want the minimum 2 years in prison, or do you want to be on deferred adjudication with the court's conditions? Are you sure? Because let me just tell you, you know yourself better than your attorney knows you, better than I know you. I know that you've been dishonest with me today, but your choices are, and you need to think long and hard about it. 2 years is the minimum. The range of punishment for this offense is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison. If I grant you deferred adjudication, if for some reason your deferred adjudication is revoked, you're looking at potentially 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine. So
And here's the verdict. No prison time, but 8 years of deferred adjudication. Think of it as probation with razor-thin margins. One slip up, and she could be staring at a decade in prison. The court's message is clear. One last chance, but under a tight leash. So what do you think? Is this true mercy or a risky bet that could backfire on the community?
not you can complete this successfully or not. Part of being on probation is you are not allowed to use drugs, period. There's no marijuana, there's no Xanax, none of that. And I'm not going to allow you to reside in any home with children. You're an adult. You need to get your own place. You need to stop depending on other people. Do you understand? So, do you want the 2 years in the prison or do you want deferred adjudication? All right. Yes. Yes. All right. This is what the court will do. The court is going to sentence you to 8 years deferred adjudication. There's a $1,500 fine. Time and money will run concurrently. Oh, I'm sorry, state. Oh, you're right. Thank you. State your excuse. I appreciate that. So there's a $1,500 fine probated. Proof of employment within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no residing with minors or anyone over the age of 55. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Carmen Rivas or Hector Rivas. This is to run concurrent with 2025 CC 003873. Can I see the MIC evaluation again, please? Thank you. Thank you. In custody, the following: A referral to felony drug court, and a TAP evaluation. If not accepted in felony drug court, follow all TAP recommendations. There should be 200 hours of community service restitution. 100 of those hours will be deemed satisfied. You're going to obtain your GED. Do you understand? And the other 100 hours will be deemed satisfied if she obtains some type of trade school certificate or higher level of education. Do you have any children?
No,
All right, and you're saying you're thinking about a transfer to Wisconsin?
yes.
Which county?
I'm not sure the exact county, but it's in Milwaukee.
All right, let me see what Google tells us. Oh, they're saying it's Milwaukee County. So transfer to Milwaukee County. Field visits 1 time per month until further notice, and 90 sober meetings in 90 days. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful? All right, did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, yes.
Judge, can you repeat the sober support meetings?
90,
Okay, and anger management possibly?
yes. I'll add anger management. All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing, before you get in another relationship with anyone else, you need to get your life together and decide who you are and what you want to do in this world. You understand? She's in her world. Maybe probation will help her. Good luck.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Right over here, man.